For classic vehicle enthusiasts, few vehicles capture the spirit of vintage Americana quite like the white Model 706 Red Jammer. This iconic 1937 bus, which is one of the last of its kind, is about to make waves at Mecum's Glendale 2025 auction in March, and it could set a new world record. But what makes this particular example so special? Let's take a deep dive into the history and restoration of this rare piece of automotive history. The white 706 buses, originally built for the National Park Service, were designed to transport visitors through some of the most scenic and rugged terrains in the U.S. from the mid-1930s. Between 1935 and 1939, a total of 500 trucks were delivered to various national parks, with many of them serving in iconic locations like Yellowstone, Yosemite, the Grand Canyon, and, most notably, Glacier Park in Montana. This 1937 white 706, one of the 11 buses originally sent to Glacier Park, has been meticulously restored, making it one of the finest examples of its kind in existence today. A part of the prestigious Historic Flight Foundation and restored by Glenn Vaughan Car Restorations, this particular Red Jammer has only covered 250 miles since its restoration. Most of these miles were clocked at parades and vintage car events, preserving its historical integrity while giving the world a chance to admire this beauty in action. The white Model 706's striking, ripe mountain ash berry paint scheme, which was originally applied to buses serving in Glacier Park, adds to its charm and authenticity. This classic design, along with the rare opportunity to own one of the few remaining 706s, makes this auction even more enticing. Its sleek aesthetic pays homage to the original 706 buses that transported visitors throughout the parks, providing access to the country's breathtaking natural landscapes. Now, let's talk about the engine and performance. Unlike many of the other white 706 buses, which were modified over the years with more modern features like automatic transmissions and fuel-injected engines, this 1937 example retains its original 318 cubic inch white 16A inline-six engine. This engine has been rebuilt and paired with a 4-speed manual transmission, which is partly responsible for the iconic Red Jammer nickname given to these trucks. The original engine could produce up to 94 horsepower, allowing the bus to reach speeds of up to 45 miles per hour. This vehicle is a true testament to the craftsmanship of the era. As for the bus's capacity, the Glacier Park versions were designed to hold 17 passengers, with 4 doors on the right-hand side for easy access. The buses used in Yellowstone, however, had a slightly lower capacity of 14 passengers, with an additional bench removed in the rear for luggage. These buses were built to ensure that tourists could fully experience the parks, providing both comfort and functionality in a time when tourism was beginning to thrive across the United States. While most of the Glacier trucks have been upgraded and are still in use today, this particular white 706 Red Jammer is one of only a handful of buses that remains in private hands, making it an incredibly rare and sought-after collectible. Mecum has not provided a specific estimate for the auction, but the value of these trucks typically ranges between $250,000 and $500,000 depending on their condition. Given the exceptional restoration and historical significance of this model, it's expected to fetch more than $500,000 and could even surpass the $1 million mark, potentially setting a new record for this type of vehicle. The auction will take place on March 22, 2025, and with the increasing interest in vintage vehicles and rare automotive finds, this historic Red Jammer is expected to garner significant attention from collectors, museums, and automotive enthusiasts alike. Whether or not it sets a new world record remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure, this stunning 1937 white 706 is a piece of history that any collector would be proud to own.